Hiya and welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the UMBU as we build up to Liverpool's first Champions League game of the season. I'm delighted to be joined by Stro and by Chris. And before we get into it all, there's something very special and important that I want to draw your attention to. Mr. Christopher Pajak is
thank you. I am very special and very important. And thank you for drawing the attention to me. I really appreciate that, Chloe. What a way to be invited onto the Uncensored match build-up show.
You've not been on in a while.
It's been ages, so I felt like that was the type of intro that I needed, to be honest, to really G me up for this one.
When am I going to tell him that it wasn't actually about him and about the lovely t-shirt that he's got on? Stro, I'm going to pass it over to you to tell us about this Boss football kit that you've designed and made for your Grassroots.
So basically I started my own Grassroots football club in honour of my little sister that passed away. So she was 18 when she passed, and I wanted to do something for the community. I wanted to do something where in 50 years time, because there's clubs in my area that have been going for a long time and generations have played for them, and I wanted something similar for my generation. So started my own Grassroots football club. Next year I'm going to be branching out to kids teams and girls teams, and effectively it's just a start. And I'm just honoured and glad to have Redmen on board, because as you know, I've always been huge supporters of you, so to have you involved in the project is massive for me. So thank you to you all.
Of course, and it's a brilliant thing that you're doing, and it's Boss for us to get obviously on board with it, and it's a Boss looking kit.
It's a great looking kit as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? And I tell you what, it feels lovely as well. Really nice kit. Obviously the cause is obviously massive, and you know, Shows talked to us a little bit about what he wants to do with it and stuff like that, and you know, getting people playing football and doing sports and giving back to the community and everything. So yeah, one day I want to see this kit, or one of the kits with a Redmen logo on in a Manchester 100%. League. Love the idea of that.
I love the idea of that.
Don't want to cause them any pain,
by
the way. Like, you know, because big tackles will fly in, but like, you know, I do want to see that at some point, and we will do that at some point, I'm sure.
Especially because it will be in the heart of Stretford as well. I think there'll be nothing better.
I know. Is there anywhere where people can support this, go and buy them?
Yeah, so on all the socials, AW Football Club, and soon it will be on the Fuse Sport website. So Fuse is the company that manufactured it. Obviously I designed it, but they're the ones that manufactured it. They do a lot of non-league clubs. They're really, really good. So yeah, it'll soon be on there on the club page within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, wonderful. An absolutely lovely tribute and brilliant by you as well,
Cheers,
mate. That is a lovely football kit. Please do go and support. Please do go and get involved. It's worth every single penny, and you'll be supporting Stro, but also everything he stands for and the foundation and everything like that. So thank you so much for listening to that from us. There's no easy way to segue into then a football game, but we will do that. Liverpool face Atletico Madrid Wednesday night, which is tomorrow. It is a big one. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Stro. These big games, I know that's what this format was all about, but when I saw that draw, my head just kept dropping every time a team came out. It felt like we had really, 4 big home games, but the away games as well. It was absolutely mental. So it's important that we get off to the best start and get 3 points on the board, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. We need to get off to the best start, because when you look at the draws that we've got and some of the games that we've got coming up, and like you said, especially the away games, we need to start well, because we've got big games coming up. Like, let's be honest, we all knew we were going to get Real Madrid. We knew that was going to happen. Yeah. Getting Atletico Madrid was a surprise, because I didn't think we'd get both Madrid teams. But the problem we've got in this group especially is there's so many difficult fixtures that you've got to try and navigate your way through, and this is going to be one of them. So we have to start with 3 points. It's massive for us.
Yeah, we do. And I think, Chris, you mentioned on the Originals podcast that really to get through, you probably need to win all your 4 home games and try and win 1 away game. So let's not put any pressure on some of those aways. But this is an Atletico Madrid team that haven't been playing well, haven't started brilliantly. And look, they could say the same for us, absolutely. But we're also at Anfield, so I think Liverpool just have to go and attack this game and try and put the fear into Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is Atletico Madrid, isn't it, that's missing Julian Alvarez this time around, not in the squad as well. Picked up a couple of injuries. One of the centre-/left-back Hanko is going to be potentially unavailable for this. Longley can probably step in alongside Lenormand, who himself has injury concerns anyway. I think he cramped up at the weekend in their first win in La Liga. So it's going to be interesting what type of Atletico Madrid come to Anfield. Is it going to be that dogged sort of Simeone side that we've seen so many times over the years, or is it going to be a slightly more expansive side? Now, for me, they have sort of changed, and you mentioned this on the podcast yesterday, Chloe, that they're going to a bit more of a ball possession, dominant sort of style of football, but this is the Champions League and this is Diego Simeone, and his MO is go, frustrate, try and get something on the counter-attack. And in some ways, the injuries might make him do that even more.
Yep.
Like if he had his full side available, you might see him be a little bit more expressive. But if he's not got, that full, gamut of players that he can mess around with, he's going to sit in and do what he's always done. And we know above anything, I know they've not had the best start, only one win in La Liga so far, but they are one of the best drilled sides in world football because he's one of the best coaches of defensive football there's probably ever been.
Yeah, that's true. And look, we've just mentioned it there. They have been a bit more expressive on the ball. They've had the majority of possession in their last 3 games at least. However, you come into Anfield and Liverpool are also a side that dominates the ball. So they might come here and try and play expressive football, but they also might be told that they can't because Liverpool might just dominate that possession and take it out of their game plan, really. So even though they might want to come here with a different style, Stro, they might actually have to revolve back to what they used to do and sit deep and try and defend for their lives because Liverpool are a team that dominate the ball so well.
See, I find it strange watching an Atletico Madrid team under Simeone trying to play expansive football. It just doesn't feel right. But then when you look at the results that they're getting, you can tell that something's not quite working with it. If there's ever a game he is going to revert back to type, it's this one. Because let's be honest, although we haven't started great, Champions League nights at Anfield, they're just special. And he knows that more than anyone. And he knows that realistically, if he's going to want to come and upset the odds and get a result, he's going to have to go defensive and he's going to have to make it a dogfight all over the pitch. And that's where Simeone comes alive. There's no way he's stupid enough to come to Anfield and try to play expansive because it just won't work.
If they do play expansive, I expect Liverpool to try and pick them off. And I expect from them a lot of hard tackles going in. I think last time we played them, they got a red card, if I'm not mistaken. We've obviously played them quite a couple of times. I remember it was the Taylor two goalkeepers in the 2020 season. Then after that, we convincingly beat them. But you're just never sure with them. They are 11th at the moment in time in La Liga. They've played 4, they've won 1, they've drew 2 and they've lost 1, Chris, but they did get their first win at the weekend, so maybe they have some form of bounce going into this game. But like you said there, they're missing some massive players. Julian Alvarez this morning has not been included in Atleti's squad list for tomorrow, so he is definitely out of the game. You mentioned Hanko there, the centre-half / left-back, who's really tall and used to play with Slot, I think you said.
Yeah, fine.
So we know the experience he's got. Whether he'll be able to feature, though, that could be a massive blow to them. They've got Longley as one of the centre-halves. Next to him was Lenormand, who they bought from another Spanish club in the summer. He went off as well. So actually, when you look at their back four, if they can't field 2, and then they've got Julian Alvarez out up top, it's probably no better time for Liverpool to face them.
No, and I think the other thing that you've got to sort of considering in all of this is what are their fixtures like, because I think it's easy to forget what the other team's fixtures are like, isn't it?
Especially when it's in a league that you don't like. It's not.
You can't remember everyone's fixtures, Chloe.
Exactly.
It's too big and there's too many fixtures and there's too many teams involved. I was going to say it's not
brilliant, and then I remembered they have Barca and Real Madrid, but you get me points. It's not as competitive.
Absolutely. And then so they've got us away, then they've got Frankfurt, then they've got Arsenal away in the Champions League, Union Saint-Gilloise at home, Inter at home, not a given, PSV away, Galatasaray away, and Bodo, whatever their team name is, at home as well. So, they've got some big teams in there as well. They're going to have to, in some ways, I think they'll probably try this on the break and they'll probably try and just sneak a win or something, but they need to win one of their big away games. Like Liverpool and Arsenal away from home is tough, isn't it? Especially as a side who don't score a lot of goals even at home. They're probably one of those sides where they might split their points evenly. And so, it's going to be really interesting to see how they sort of broker this Champions League sort of route as well. But I think ultimately both sides are probably looking at their fixtures internally and going, we're going to get through here. And the question mark is, you're going to be in the top 8 or not? Liverpool and Atleti, it would be unthinkable that both finish outside the top, 24 or something like that. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like,
It is. Stro, this time last year, I say we were in great form, and we were, but I still think we didn't get out of second gear. But we were seen as the best team in Europe. Right now, people are expecting us to be the best team in Europe with the amount that we've spent, but we haven't started it like that. Do you reckon teams will underestimate us at all? Or do you reckon Slot will be making a statement in this game? Because we all know how devastated and disappointed he was with last year's UCL run. You win first out of all the teams, and then you get PSG, and it tells you luck. And a PSG that wasn't informed during this point, but then all of a sudden when it got to the quarters, they were the best team in world football. So do you reckon Slot will want Liverpool to make a statement here tonight? I'm saying here tonight, it's here tomorrow.
To be honest, yeah, because when you look at the way we've done our transfer business, I feel like he learned a lot from that PSG game, and there was a lot that he probably looked at with the PSG side in terms of the pace from everywhere, the attacking line, just in terms of how they set up, just loads of little things where he'd have looked at that and gone, right, okay, how can I now not turn Liverpool into that, but what can I take from that to make us better going forward? And look, when we were in the group stages last year, we were the best side in the Champions League, and it wasn't close. And like you said, it never looked like we got out of second gear. But I just feel like with how the Champions League ended for us last season, I feel like he's going to really want to make a statement. And look, we've not started the Premier League great with 4 wins from 4, so do I care? No. But like when you look at it, I just feel like this is the perfect opportunity for us to kind of lay the marker down, like this new Liverpool under Slot has arrived.
Yeah. Whilst you were saying that, I've just seen a chat from Harry here. He said, well in lad, great cause. So that is to you, Stro. So just wanted to bring that up for you. We'll get back to it then. We're talking about how they've not been doing great at Atleti and how they've got so many injuries. However, they've still got Antoine Griezmann, they've still got Soloff up top, they've got Thiago Almada in the midfield, they've got Jan Oblak, who has been one of the most consistent and greatest goalkeepers.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Greatest goalkeepers, ever since he played for Atleti. And they've also got a certain Conor Gallagher who nearly left on transfer deadline day, but I think they managed to keep hold of him. So they've still got players there who can hurt Liverpool, and Liverpool are going to have to stay concentrated in this game, aren't they, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Griezmann, still a great player, still so technically sort of gifted, isn't he? And, so clever. But he's 34 years old.
He is, yeah.
Now, you know what I mean? And if he's leading the line on his own, I feel he's now, and he always kind of has been, I suppose, he's more of a foil than anything else. Yeah. But he works so hard. I think one of the interesting battles will be the right wing, left back sort of scenario. Yeah. I think his son Simeone is a Giuliani Simeone has been playing there, hasn't he? Yeah. Now, last season when I was watching Atleti, he was just sort of in some games, out some games. Yeah. But I think he's had a really strong start to the season. Obviously, he's really quite quick, and he plays like his dad wants players to play, which is to say he is going to harry you. He is an absolute dog of a right winger, out of possession, but in possession he's going to work really hard as well, and he's quick, and he's going to try and get down there. I think he's even got a goal or two this season so far, maybe an assist or two. So that's going to be an interesting battle, because I think there is a talking point around what left back Liverpool used in this game. Yeah,
and we'll get on to Liverpool in just one more minute. I also forgot to mention that they do have Marcus Llorente, who has been a consistent. I mean, I thought he used to be a midfielder, but he has been a right back for the last couple of years. They've still got Koke Stro in midfield. I remember him when I was a kid, and he was like proper boss.
Oh, he was.
I don't know what he's like now. I assume old and maybe not as fast, still technically gifted, but if they play Koke in the midfield, I'm telling our players, I'm telling Sabo to run all over him. Surely he's not got the pace that he maybe once had. And I don't even.
Do you know what he's really good at though? Keeping the football.
Yeah, that's true.
Like ridiculous.
And dictating the pace of the game as well. And especially when you come to Anfield, you need that.
Yeah. You do, especially when you can imagine Liverpool will have a lot of the ball. When they get it, they need to keep it. The last thing before we move on to Liverpool is that obviously Julian Alvarez started last weekend, with Antoine Griezmann up top. Mm-hmm. He's now injured, so we would imagine, Chris, that Soloff would just go in next to Griezmann and they'll still play two up top and play this 4-4-2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been wedded to 4-4-2 in a defensive sense for his entire life, hasn't he?
Yep.
And in possession as well. So it's something I think he played in. He coaches it really well. I mean, there's rumours, isn't there, a few years back that like he literally gets them to just out it in training. Like, you know what I mean? He forces them back, and their defenders out it in training. Like, none of this passing out from the back shit. Get it out as fast as you possibly can to the forward. So he knows that formation. He won't change that formation when he comes to Anfield, and those players know it as well.
Yeah, let's see what Liverpool will do then. We will be right back after this little break.
Hey everyone, it is a new month, which means only one thing. It's time for a new Legend giveaway here at the Redmen TV. If you are already an existing Legend subscriber, you're already in the hat. But if not, what are you waiting for? Get yourself subscribed now as a Legend, and you will be in with a chance of winning this stunning piece of memorabilia. That's right, an iconic vintage Liverpool shirt signed by former Reds captain, legendary Phil Thompson. Not only was he playing career boss, he went on to have a pretty significant coaching career at the football club as well. So proper Liverpool legend status right there. You will get loads of amazing perks as a Legend subscriber, as well as a chance of winning that beautiful piece of kit alongside me. Get yourself there now. Get it done. redmenplus.com. Legend subscriber. See you soon.
Yeah, do sign yourselves up there. Get involved. We've got loads of prizes each month that we give away. And you get absolutely all of our content over on Redmen Plus. So,
And it's all ad-free as well.
It is. It really is. I mean, I know, because we put up like 3 different versions of it and we have to edit each version. Anyway, sorry about that.
Not bitter at all.
Chris, I'm going to come to you because you've got your little notepad.
I don't have my notepad.
Before we did this, I asked Chris that I would be asking for his starting 11, and he got a little notepad out, wrote the team out, and then hasn't brought it down with him. So we'll get to that in a minute. We'll let him rethink about who he was putting in it. Before we do get into it, the press conference isn't until tonight, guys, so I can't give you updates on the likes of Curtis Jones or any of those players, or if anyone got injured, which we all hope that they didn't in training. But what we're going to do is we're just going to guess, and we will go through the positions now. Goalkeeper, I think, speaks for itself, doesn't it, Stro?
Yeah, Mahmoud
Nah, listen, 100%.
Yeah, Ali in goal. And now here's where we get to it. So, right back, Chris, you've got your choice of Sobbo, you've got your choice of Bradley, you've got your choice of Frimpong.
I'm going to go Conor Bradley.
Why are you going Conor Bradley?
Because I really like him.
Because he was the first sub.
Because he was the first sub, and because I'm using Dom Szoboszlai somewhere else in this game. So Conor Bradley for me plays right back. I think that both fullbacks are really interesting, to be honest with you. I think, you know, obviously Frimpong and his pace could cause some serious damage if he was to play against Atletico. But I do like Bradley sort of inside Mo Salah runs and all that type of stuff. I thought he was
brilliant when he came on.
And I think that will probably help us a little bit more against what I'm expecting as a low block Atletico side, rather than the out and out pace of Frimpong, who maybe you'd use more against a team that's coming to attack you, a little bit of transition speed, etc, etc. So I think we've got 2 really good options at right back there. But for me, Atletico, if they play low block, Bradley plays right back.
And who plays left back then, Stro? We saw Kirkaz come off in the 38th minute for doing something absolutely ridiculous. And Robbo came on, and I think Robbo gave a great account of himself. Does Slot have a decision to make here?
For this game, probably not. I think for the derby, yeah, but I think Kirkaz starts. I just think realistically, like after what happened at the weekend, he's still young, he's still learning, he's still trying to get to grips with everything. It was stupid what he did, let's be honest. But I just feel like this kind of, I don't know, you know, because when I'm saying it in my head, I'm thinking, because you know what Anfield's like on a Champions League night, the emotion, you can get swept away with the emotion. And when you watch Kirkaz over the past couple of games, that's kind of been his downfall. I wouldn't be surprised if Robbo started, but me, I'd start Kirkaz. I
think he's right, and I went backwards to get there, because I think everything that you've said there is absolutely spot on, which is why Robertson starts the derby for me.
Yes, same.
Because you get swept up at Anfield, 12 kick-off, big derby. I think you just need that experience to be able to just put a little lid on it, which is mad when you're saying about Robbo. Yeah. One of the most gnarly, aggressive players that we've got, but he knows how to play in those games, doesn't he? So for me, I'd go Kirkaz in this one. It also is an opportunity for the manager to put his arm arm round him very quickly after that sort of hooking on 38 minutes to say, you're still my guy, mate, with that nod to the weekend and Robbo starting against Everton.
Do you think there's any chance that Robbo starts this just because if it is the, Atleti that's going to war and got the pitchforks, they'll be snapping us all up, they'll be trying to irritate us. They're absolutely dog of a side to play. Like, they are vile to play when they're in that mood, and that's, we know, because they faced City years ago, and Foden, that rose to it in terms of they just lay one on you, they'd argue with you, they'd be in your ear. Could Kirkers lose his head a little bit if that's the case? I mean, that might not be the Atleti that turns up, but I'm just asking, is there any chance
of course there is.
that Robbo might start?
You're absolutely right. Of course there is, because he might want that experience of Robbo in this one, but I'd be surprised if Robbo plays basically 60, 90
again.
Because I think the important one for me is working back from Everton, but then he might be absolutely fine with it. Kirkers played against Arsenal, Madueke.
Yep.
Will Robbo play against, as mentioned before, a quite fast Juliano or whatever his name is, Simeone? I don't know, but I trust that either of them work in this game, and I think that's important.
It is. I'd be fine to see either of them as well. That's my perspective on it. Midfield then, Maka nearly got his ankle taken off on the weekend. He's not been up to speed. He's not had the full pre-season. He's looked ropey in games. He's had to come off. And all understandably, by the way, I'm not having a go at Maka. My point here is, do we just rest him and say, lad, have a midweek off because we need you? And in times where Liverpool have been battered by Everton in the past couple of years, mainly at Goodison Park, Maka has been the best player on the pitch because he lives for those moments and he gets stuck in and he doesn't care. So with one eye on the weekend, would you be playing Maka or would you be resting him and maybe bringing in Sobbo, who's not been at right back in your guys' starting 11?
No, I'd rest him. I wouldn't get him anywhere near this. I'd probably bring him on 60 minutes-ish just to get some minutes in his legs, depending on where the game was. But for me, after what happened at the weekend, and like you said, the fact that he's not started great, he's not been up to speed, obviously he's been injured and he's trying to catch up his fitness and stuff, and he's not looked like the Maka that we know. I just feel like I'd rather him start the weekend than start this game, and I'd rather use Szoboszlai there, if I'm being honest. And
up front, I don't think anything changes.
Wait, we're going up front. What about the other two midfield slots?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a given. I thought Gravenberch was absolutely sold on.
But it's so interesting, Chloe, isn't it? Because if you play Szoboszlai like Stro says, then Szoboszlai, like the second half against Burnley at the weekend, he goes on the right-hand side, frees Wirtz up to go on that left-hand side where he looks a bit more comfortable. Everyone I've spoken to said Wirtz looked better second half.
Yeah, he was.
And I think that was a consequence of playing with Dom Szoboszlai rather than being on that sort of right over by Mo himself. So I just think that midfield setup for me right now looks to be the best to get the most out of all three players, whereas I think when Gravenberch and McAllister play, are we getting the best out of Florian Wirtz? I don't know, but what would be really interesting is, obviously we've watched Florian Wirtz for a few games now, but they've all been in the Prem. Is there gonna? It's a tough one because it's like the most Prem European side you're going to come up against, but is he going to get a little bit more time and a little bit more space against Atletico than maybe as in the 4 Premier League games so far?
We can only hope, because I think we all know that there's some player there. We just got to give him time to see it. Up front, I don't think anything changes, but Slot did say after the Burnley game that Alexander Isak would definitely be getting some minutes here. So let's play bingo, guys. Give me how many minutes you reckon Alexander Isak is going to play tomorrow night. Stro, I want an exact pinpoint number of minutes, please. The closest wins absolutely nothing, aside from bragging rights.
There's part of me that wants to steal yours from upstairs.
Go on, do it if you want.
35 minutes.
35. See, he's gone with a 5 or 10 is quite easy to go with. Chris, I'm expecting something else from you here.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I'll go 17.33.
17 would have done. It's 17.3, it's below 5, we're going to go 17.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's what
Wait.
Oh, did you say 3-3?
No, 0.33, so it's 17 and 20.
Yeah.
17 minutes and 20 seconds plus stoppage time.
Christ have mercy on my soul. Right, let's see. Isak's 25 minutes. Stuart, you've just gone really basic here with a 5. Anything? Oh, look at you all. 30, 20, 25, 20. No one's got a rant. There we go. Nick, this is what I wanted. 27 minutes. Just not a whole number. Do you know what I mean?
That is a whole number, Chloe.
Well, shush. You get 15 minutes.
That's not how that works.
I want to say full 90, but 35. I mean, I really doubt he gets 90 after playing nothing. 22.67.
There we go.
What's yours? What's that?
That's 22 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Wonderful. 23, 24.48. Someone's got the full 95. And someone's gave me it in seconds, which I'm not going to calculate. But thank you so much. So basically, we all think Alexander Isak's going to be on the pitch for a minimum of 25 minutes.
18.3 minutes.
Oh my. Thank you.
I worked it out. Well, I mean, I worked out. Google worked it out for me. I typed it into Google for you.
How excited are you, Stro? Because I'm not going to lie to you, when I saw that, I was on the coach and I saw that he wasn't in the squad and I was fuming for Burnley. I am so excited to see this lad, and the fact that it's at Anfield as well.
So I was flying back from Athens on Sunday, so I knew I was going to miss the first half, but I was devastated thinking if I get delayed or I don't get back in time and I miss his debut, I'm going to be wounded, because for years, probably since his second season at Newcastle, he's been my dream striker for us. He's so good, and when you watch what he did against us time and time again, especially in the Carabao Cup final, he just felt like he was a striker that we needed, because I always had a soft spot for Nunes. I think a lot of people have a soft spot for Nunes, but I just felt like if you put him on the end of a lot of the chances, Mo breaks the assist record, let's be honest. And for me, the fact that it's in a Champions League night at Anfield, what a way to make a debut. And I feel like he could do something special tomorrow.
Yeah, I think John Dahl Thomason sort of said it the best, didn't he? Like, he doesn't need 20 minutes to get into a game. He just needs a frigging moment. So if we can get him on the pitch for, 15, 16, 17, 18, whatever minutes, and we just give him that one moment, he'll announce himself, because that's the type of player that he is. He's made for the big occasion, isn't he? You've seen everyone's watched the footage now of him in training, and this is a lad that's not fit, that looks ridiculous. Absolutely unbelievable. And the rumours are coming out of the squad that the players are thinking he's unbelievable as well. He's walking into the Premier League champions. These are some of the best players in world football, and they're like open mouth, friggin' the mask, tongue, bum flight, you know what I mean? It's insane how good a player he is, and already, by all accounts, what our players think of him. Yeah,
and we were already thinking from the weekend, a couple of those balls, Ekatike's one, where it went across the goal. I think Florian Wirtz does well to control one and flash it across the goal. I think all of us were sat there going, Alexander Isak's on the pitch, he's read that danger zone and he's tapping that in. So hopefully he can do that for us tomorrow. We'll go through the full starting 11 for you then. We've got Alisson, we went with Bradley, didn't we? You both agreed
Bradley,
on that. Yeah. Kanate, Verge, Kerkez is back in for this one. We've gave Maka a rest, so it's Gravenberch alongside Florian Wirtz and Dom Szoboszlai. We've then got Salah, we've got Ekatike, and we've got Gakpo, finishing that off with a little cameo from Alexander Isak. I am going to ask you for your score predictions. You can have a little think about that whilst we go and have a look at some of the other UCL fixtures. PSV v Union Saint-Gilloise. No one really cares. Arsenal have got an easy one against Atletico Club. I've put the pressure on them there, hopefully. Juve Dortmund is probably the pick of the... Oh, Real Madrid Marseille, though. That is interesting.
Right. Juve Dortmund is probably the pick.
Probably the pick. We've got Spurs v Villarreal. Interesting to see how they go under Thomas Frank. Yeah. Obviously, quite a big competition for them. After his move from Brentford. Real Madrid v Marseille. Tomorrow, for some reason, they've put us on at the same time of Bayern Chelsea, which I'm still furious about, because what a game that is. PSG face Atalanta and Ajax face Inter. And then we go to Thursday, and the big games from Thursday is Manchester City host Napoli, Kevin De Bruyne back at the Etihad. But more importantly, it is a tasty one. It's Newcastle v Barcelona. How exciting are are we? Like, UCL football's back. I've got stuff to do with me midweek. I've got things to watch.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it UCL personally, but
oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Champions League. It's so wrong. Come on now. If you
We've
even
got
look,
time, Chloe.
I've said UCL fixtures here. Out of all of those games, aside from Liverpool, because I know you're probably going to say Liverpool, which is the pick of the bunch that you're most excited to watch? I think mine's Newcastle Barca.
Yeah.
Because I can't watch Bayern Chelsea.
Newcastle Barca as well. Just for the fact that they're back in the Champions League and they get Barcelona. I mean, it's just, you know, that ground's going to be absolutely swaying, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And it's always a good place to watch football, isn't it? Newcastle, you know, and the fans and what they're going to bring to it and stuff. And I fancy that Barcelona team to wipe the floor with them, if I'm being honest. Yeah, fucking.
Lamine Yamal, is he back yet?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he is.
Oh, that's devastating, because if there's one player I enjoy watching, it is him. What a footballer he is. But I think I've gave you enough time. Get in the comments, what do you think the score is going to be? Someone's gone 2-0 to Liverpool, Wirtz and Isak with the goals. Stro, does that sound like a bit of you?
That is 100% a bit of... Oh, imagine that. See, I genuinely feel like Wirtz in this game, I think we could see the best Wirtz. And I feel like this could be the arrival of him. I feel like this kind of game's tailor-made for him, because I feel like with the way that they set up, I feel like he'll pick up half spaces, he'll get on the turn, and I feel like if we do play him on the left, because like we said, he was better against Burnley in the second half, I feel like he can drive, he'll shoot, and I feel like once you then bring Isak on the pitch, I'm sorry, it's curtains for Atletico.
Yeah, and I think the fact that we played Burnley at the weekend is a weird, like, it was a perfect sort of setup as well, wasn't it? They've just done 95 minutes of trying to break a side down. So now they're going to go into Atletico Madrid. They're probably going to play in exactly the same way, and they're going to continue that, but they're going to be a little bit wiser, a little bit street smarter because of that. And, you know, so for me, I think this could be, like So says, a bit of an arrival for Florian Wirtz. I'd like to see him get into the penalty area a little bit more and get those shots off, because when he starts to dribble, like, the lad's touch is unbelievable. His control of the football is next level, and he uses his body really well to sort of bamboozle the opposition, doesn't he, with his body weight and shoulders and stuff. So really good dribbler to watch. So, but after saying all that, they're still going to be hard to break down for me, and because of that, I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
Same as this, Chris. Look, you two Chris's.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a late goal. Shock.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a late goal again, and it's just gonna be Alexander Isak.
Well, on that,
in front of the cop,
Ryan has put Isak on in the 73rd minute. Scores the winner 5 minutes later, 1-0 Liverpool. And then we've got Inferno saying 2-1 Isak and Salah. One from Nico Williams. No, Nico. Who the hell is Nico? Nico, someone tell me who Nico is for them. I literally went to say Nico Williams. He plays for Atletico.
Athletic, yeah.
Yeah. 1-0 Liverpool, goal in the 91st minute. It would be very on brand, but I'd prefer if that was not the case. 3-1, we've got a 4-0 here from Stuart, Salah, Ekatike, Isak, plus, I've said Isaac, Isak plus 2. 5-1 Liverpool, 2-1, 5-0, 3-1 with a Virgil goal here, hello. 2-0 Salah, Pen and Gakpo volley, hello. Okie well, I think what we've gathered is that Liverpool are going to probably win the game.
Give us the 3 points now.
Yeah, might as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back here in a bit, will we? With
Deep Dive will be later on this afternoon, I think, yeah.
Stunning, get involved with that. That is a boss show and probably one of our fan favourites, actually, when we speak about it. But if you want more on this game, we will have the watch along tomorrow. So do join us for that. I think it'll be Steve and Errol, will it be?
Yeah, Steve and Errol, joined by Dan, I think, on the watch along tomorrow. Me and Josh on Deep Dive on Redmen Plus in about an hour's time. Stunning. And then it'll go out a little bit on YouTube later on today.
Yeah, but if you want the full thing, go to Redmen Plus because it's worth it. Some good stuff. And yeah, it's a level of detail I enjoy hearing about, but I don't think I have the capacity to actually go in depth with it all.
People like football in different ways, don't they? Like, do you know what I mean?
No,
people
I
like
enjoy listening to it. I don't think I have the
and
capability of not understanding it, but like sitting there and going.
It's fair.
Really
It's fair.
into
Like what we're looking at this time is obviously how to get the best out of Florian Wirtz, I think,
Yeah,
and
which is a
we'll
big
discuss
question.
about Alexander Isak as well. That I think will garner the most interest. So that's the bit that we'll put out on YouTube. The other part is actually we're looking at the build-up play because I saw some different things at the weekend in how we build up, and I'm also going to compare that to how Manchester City and Arsenal build up and showcase the differences and stuff like that. So
Sounds stunning. Who doesn't want to watch that? Thank you so much for joining us for this one. Have a lovely rest of your week and up the Reds.